Okay, guys, so this is Mr. Ing, and today we are going to look at the last of the Common Core bonus packet for Unit 1. All right, so this question is worth 3 points bonus on your unit exam. All right, so you're going to be working with a partner, and then afterwards, we're going to go over these answers by looking at the rubric. So this recording is just a part of the questions. All right. So what I want to do right now is this. Actually, let's go over fractions first. All right, because I mean everyone knows that this question is about fractions. So let's go over some of the things. All right. What's a fraction? All right. What are equivalent fractions? All right. By the way, at any point, if you want, you just pause and read over it. If you know what equivalent fractions are, so if you know what equivalent fractions are, just keep going. Okay. You don't have to pause. All right. How to simplify fractions. Right. And then rules for adding and subtracting fractions. Now, this part right here is pretty easy because, the denominator is the same, right? However, looking at this example right here, you can see that the denominators are not the same. So you need to find equivalent fractions first before you can operate on them. All right, same thing for subtracting. And then when you multiply fractions, all right, you multiply across. Remember the ABCs of multiplication, always be canceling. All right, so I'm just going to keep scrolling. All right, dividing fractions, keep, change, flip. All right, or what Miss Arnella said about easy as pie and just flip over and multiply. All right, exercises if you want a little practice, for your unit tests in a few days. You could practice this. All this we've done together in class. All right, not the exact questions. All right, maybe I shouldn't show you the answers at the bottom first. So pause right here. Okay, all right. So now if you want to see the answers, look at this right here. So these are the answers. All right. So, okay, so let's go to the page here to do what we came to do. So this packet here came out before the Common Core test came out in 2012. Okay. And at the time, New York State had no idea like what questions they were going to use. So as a result, the questions were just incredibly hard. Okay. But I always thought that these questions are also pretty good. So that's why I want to use this to use it as bonus. And it's a really good learning opportunity for all of you. So what I'm going to do right now is actually go down to the question. All right, which is this one. Oops. You didn't see the answer there. So it says here, all right, and I'm going to read to you guys first. Okay. So here it says a frame picture 24 inches wide and 28 inches high is shown in the diagram below. So if you need to make any highlights on your own piece of paper, feel free. All right. And here's the picture, right, with the frame and whatnot. The picture will be hung on a wall where the distance from the floor to ceiling is 8 feet. The center of the picture must be 5¼ feet from the floor. Determine the distance from the ceiling to the top of the picture frame. All right, so if you think you can do this on your own, go for it. Okay. Remember, you should be working with one other person, and it's worth 3 points. What's gonna happen is once you finish, raise your hand. What I'm gonna do is talk to you and your partner outside of the classroom. I'm gonna ask you to explain, and both of you have to be able to explain it. If I were to ask you, all right, if one partner doesn't know what he or she is talking about, neither one of you get the 3 points. All right, so you have to make sure. Now, you're allowed to get it wrong, but it'll cost you a point each time. Okay. Also, you can get a hint if you guys can't, handle it. In that case, it will also cost you a point. So instead of if you get it right, instead of getting 3 points, you get 2 extra points for you guys. So pause right here and get to it. All right. If you can't, I have a hint for you. All right. So pause right here. Okay. All right. So for those of you who still really can't, crack this question, I'll give you a hint. All right. Because the picture here is being hung on the wall, right? So that means there's a ceiling and a floor. So imagine a picture that looks like this, right? And here you have the ceiling, and here you have the floor. So it says that the picture will be hung from floor ceiling. So from here, ceiling to the floor, it's 8 feet. So make sure you label that picture. So ceiling, floor, it's 8 feet. Center of this picture must be 5.25 feet from the floor. So you again label, put a line here and a line on the floor, and in between 5.25 feet. Here's the last hint, right? This is 28 inches high. So the picture itself is 28 inches high. So think about how many feet that is. Okay, because 12 inches is equal to 1 feet. So 28 inches is how many feet. All right. So this is all the hinting I can give you, because otherwise I'll just end up solving the question for you. So I'm gonna pause right here, figure it out. When you're ready, you and your partner raise your hand and come find me. Okay, and I'll see whether you get it right. So good luck.